Hello, welcome to the fourth dimension. Maria here. This is your shot in the arm to get you out the door. This is from We Are Not Saints. It's a oracle card from a recovery group, and I absolutely love it. I strongly recommend this. And if you know, you know. It says, play the tape out. Think of the repercussions of doing a good act or a bad act. Imagine doing something great and playing the tape out. What kind of outcomes do you expect? What will happen to you in your immediate surroundings when you act good? And the same can be used for the opposite bad act. So, we are not saints. The one thing that I love about these cards is it correlates with typically the message that comes through. But you might be in a space of, I feel, recovering from disappointment, relationships, situationships. I don't know. It's more like a feeling of just recovery overall. You might be getting over a partnership that went south or a situation that didn't turn out the way you intended it to go. This really reminds me of just, they call it karma, but it's really cause and effect, right? Is if I put good out with good intentions, whether it comes back to me in the way I suppose it will or wish it will come back to me in divine timing. Same with negative. It's true. And so when I look at the cause and effect of the relationships in my life, can I really be happy with my reactions in all of them? Probably not. I'm a human being. I am full of flaws. I'm hopelessly flawed. I react too soon. And this might be a space of pause. That's kind of what this reminds me of, is sit in your canoe a little bit and think about not reacting when somebody triggers you. Maybe you've learned a little bit more about your ability to control your responses and how sometimes people, believe it or not, especially in a lesson or something that maybe didn't serve you the way you intended it to, a job or something, their reaction or their trigger is waiting for you to react. And if you were quick to react, and I've been, guilty of it a million times. And I feel like that's maybe what this card's about, is sitting and waiting and not reacting so soon. Think about it before you react. It's kind of like think. Will what I say or do impact what kind of response will it revoke? I should say invoke too. Tell me about, I want to get a message out for you. Tell me about the message that's supposed to go with this reading, please. Happiness, soon, and reunion. Bottom of the deck is communication. Maybe that is the bottom line, communication. So you're going to have happiness soon, possibly due to a reunion or an incoming reunion. Maybe that's what you're trying to manifest. And they're saying, hold your horses, don't react so quickly. That might be good. And there's a fox, some black cats, and the moon, two moons together. So maybe it'll be at the end of this full moon. Maybe your spirit animal is a fox. Could be a leopard, because that's what it looks like. And these two leopards have moons, ironically, on their forehead. If you can see that. I know they got a little bit of glare there. But it coincides with these two moons on the reunion. See? On the head. So I feel like you're moving towards a situation, or you want to, but it's reminding me to tell all of us not to react, play the tape out, right? I'm gonna go back to that, not to react or just use our best judgment and the power of pause. It's kind of the vibe I get, is the power of pause. Sit and listen to your intuition prior to reacting. Especially when you have outcomes associated with this. If you remove the expectation of any outcome, all right, I have two of them. Forgiveness and abundance is yours. 777. and 2828. It says, abundance is yours to claim. Be open to receive the gifts of the universe. And I believe with this reunion, it's going to require some forgiveness. Love can heal even the deepest wounds. The angels encourage you to forgive and let go of past grievances in your relationships, allowing love to flourish and grow. It's beautiful. Last card, I'm drawn to this blue one. It says, believe. There it is. This is your faith, I think. This is what faith is really about, is if you're manifesting a situation, a person, a reconciliation, repair, right? It's believe that it's coming in. Even though when you feel all hope is lost, don't lose faith. It says, be open to all possibilities and opportunities. Let go of perceived ideas. We just talked about that. There is nothing to fear. You are constantly surrounded by love. Start to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities abound, provided you are flexible and remain in an open heart and mind. Believe all is possible. So you might have given up hope or faith in this situation, this reconciliation, but according to these 4 cards, you have something wonderful coming in that I feel like you've been manifesting, this reconciliation of sorts. It could be like a family relationship. It could be anything. And I don't think it's negative. I think it's just repair work, right? And people, I feel, may have triggered you or tried to get under your skin in a certain way. We pause. That's the pause. So you might be arguing with people at home, or, it's, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting to be right? Are you fighting to win? Just win, not win at all costs, but what's the outcome? What are you trying to get? Reconciliation or to be correct? Yeah, the moon. There are some fears associated with this week or today with you. It's an illusion. You might be listening to the negative side of the coin of why even apply for the job if I'm not going to get it? Why even approach the person? They're not going to hear me out. Why, it's being run by emotion, and I feel like you're becoming the master of these emotions. Clearly, with the play of the tape out, it's like think. The 5 of Pentacles, maybe somebody else is in fear about approaching you. This person is exhibiting a sense that you're moving forward without them. They feel lost, maybe isolated. Maybe this is something you're fearing or feeling. And it's the fear that you won't get celebration. It might be regarding a home. This was a past fiance, girlfriend, loved one, spouse, what have you, I feel, or, masculine, whatever. I'm going to get that card. 1 second. I have the Ace of Pentacles with a High Priestess in the reverse. Now, to be fair, I'm going to give it on the side because I don't know if it applies to all of you in the reverse. But this is somebody who is holding back. They were holding back. This High Priestess with the Ace of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is somebody who's sitting on the fence regarding moving forward on a project, on this situation. It could be the beginning of a project or a creative endeavor, but it's broken. It's somebody sitting on this, I feel. I feel like there's abundance to be had and happiness to be had, but I don't know if I trust. I have the 10 of Cups with the 3 of Pentacles. It's a collaboration. Tell me more. And I feel like this was against you. Believe it or not, this might be against you with the forgiveness card being out here. This might be somebody who ended up going into work or a collaboration with somebody else to get even with the Chariot. This information might be coming towards you. Five of Cups, somebody who's hurt from a previous relationship. Maybe somebody you were married to. Tower, it's for under the forgiveness card. Tell me more. They felt you were the wish come true, or this is going to be the wish come true. Take it as it resonates. Tell me more. With the Two of Cups, this is somebody this might be a marriage proposal, actually. This might be a offer of long-term commitment for you. Heavy on the water sign. This is all water. I guess I have one Earth. Could be a Taurus. Could be a Capricorn. I have a little bit of Aries, Leo, Sag, but I think it might be Aries. Gemini. 5. This is putting you in a sense of competition, rivalry. Somebody was possibly trying to compete against you. This is bringing you or somebody else in a high level of anxiety. They want to be honest with you about it now. Magician. There might be, and I hate to say black magic, but that really could be anything. It could be, it's corruption. Somebody's corrupt. Somebody's acting in a dishonest way. Thank you for that. And I feel like they're going to tell you about this now. They're going to probably tell you or ask you for forgiveness in this situation. With the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like that's you. That's your energy with the Four of Pentacles. Somebody held back, but there's a third party here. I don't know what it could be work. It could be an addiction. It could be self-centered, whatever. It could be a third party, actually. But this is about something interfered with your relationship, and they want to make it right, I feel, with the Sun card and the Nine of Swords. They're wanting happiness, but they're full of anxiety over this thing and losing sleep at night. They want to come in, but this is a strategic move that they're sitting on, trying to make a decision about. They're in the planning progress. I just had the Queen of Pentacles come out. Somebody might be leaving home. Somebody might be breaking up. Somebody might have already left home. You might have already broken up with this person. This person might have already moved out and want to reconcile. This is about finding relief. Somebody wants mental relief by coming and having this conversation with you. They want forgiveness and relief. I think, again, to play the tape out, it's going to require you to look at both sides. This is going to shock you, I think. With this Tower, the Six of Cups, this person with the Four of Swords. This might be somebody who's working it out on their childhood wounds. The Six of Cups is somebody who has nostalgia feelings, but paired with the Four of Swords, they went through a significant betrayal, and this is triggering somebody's abandonment. Like they're working through this. They're working through this. And I feel like if this is you, congratulations, because that's a big mountain to cover. And you've, I feel, sat through this energy. Maybe you're isolating, maybe you're resting, maybe you're just not giving it a lot of time. I have the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. So whatever this was, maybe it triggered something either in you or them, because it's romanticizing the memories, which are good. This is good. And your departure gave this person a Four of Swords, made them feel up in their head and extremely like betrayed, abandoned, whatever. But this is somebody coming out of it and spending some time in meditation, prayer, like bossing up big time. And I feel like that's because you're not chasing. I feel like this King of Swords wants to come forward and tell you there's history. Get real with you. Seven of Cups in the reverse. I'm going to take it. And the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody. Oh my gosh. So they have a lot of irons in the fire. They are overwhelmed with work. They have too many things going on in the home. They may be dating a few people, but they were never really aligned with what you wanted. I don't feel like knew what they wanted. I think they thought they knew what they wanted, but then they're miserable in the situation that they keep doing over and over. So this is somebody sitting along the sidelines. You might be the Queen of Pentacles here, evaluating what do you want. I'm not sure, because I do have the Death Rebirth card, and it's almost like the awakening is occurring where if I keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same results, I'm going to be disappointed. I think that's the definition of insanity. So this is kind of what the person's coming to realize, whether it's your person, you, whomever. They're healing from this. They're waiting for the ships to come in, and they're juggling many priorities. So I feel like they're just hope. They haven't lost hope. That was a big feeling I had of this read so far. Is somebody may have lost their faith, or actually it's been significantly tested during this season. But I also feel somebody's making progression in the right direction. They're moving forward because they're not reacting and they're not fighting anymore. This is not, I don't know who I'm reading for. You're not fighting anymore. You've put all the wands, you've dropped the wands. This is not somebody who you want to fight with. You want reconciliation. You want either forgiveness on both sides, I feel needs to occur. You want this reunion to happen. I feel like you're waiting for this person to come in, but I don't think that this person's, I don't know. I could be wrong. I just don't feel like either of you are ready for this reunion, but it's coming. It could be right here. I don't know, because it is around the corner, but it's an enterprise. It's also going overseas for a marriage. It could be stepping into your season of like high society. You're conforming. That's a terrible word, but you're aligning with a company or your own company. You're aligning to the values that you have now, but I don't think you had them. They were scattered. I don't think they were really, I can't say undisciplined, but definitely not consistent. So maybe this was an inconsistent relationship in and out, and this person had given you some breadcrumbs, and I feel like you put a kind of like something down and said, you know what, I'm good. This is somebody who is stepping into their value and their worth. Person wants to come back and do it again, but this is also somebody with courage. I feel like you might be going through a test of faith or persistence, trusting that this is going to work itself out somehow. Like I keep hearing, what's for me won't pass me by. Standing in faith. For whomever I'm reading for, you are resilient. And you're trying to discern where your boundaries are and what you believe in. This might be considered the last stand in this relationship. You might say, you know what, this is it. I'm not doing this again. I'm moving forward. Yeah, I'm dropping the wands. I'm ready to move forward. Whatever this is to you, but it's all these additional burdens. I feel like, okay, if I'm reading for whoever I'm reading for, major decisions with the Page of Wands. Major decisions are happening this week. I feel like you've sat in the hermit mode. You've sat in the Four of Swords. You've recovered from whatever this was, disappointment, heartache, sadness, and you're making a choice to move yourself forward. You're making your own goals. You're making your own decisions. You're putting business plans together. If you're going to launch something or a new line or going independent or whatever you're doing, you got your partners, you got your financial support together. This Ten of Wands is very similar to I'm dropping all the other burdens that aren't mine. Finally, you know, kudos to you. If I could stand and give you a standing ovation, because I feel like the Ten of Wands is understanding who you are in your own story. You're not in the back of the stage. You're at the front and center, trying to make these choices in your own life to better your forward thinking. I don't care if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to quit an addiction. It's always hard. If you're trying to eat better, if your money's out of line, you want to get it in alignment, whatever your plans are, they're like baby steps, but there's enough of them to tip the tipping point, right? You're moving forward. The dominoes are falling in your favor, and you're releasing those things that you might have held on to a little longer than you should have. because they don't serve you anymore. You're dropping the burdens. And these are completion. These are completion. I'm done with, I've set out to what I was going to do, and I'm done. And now I feel like maybe you're healing from this. This person, I do feel, recognizes or feels maybe even just energetically that you're doing the work, and that you have a divine plan. Like, it's a divine plan for you, and it's orchestrated. You might be getting downloads. You have a divine calling. Two of Swords. You have a difficult decision this week. I feel like you're going to have to weigh some options. Three of Swords to the Page of Cups. Somebody's telling you some information you wish you didn't hear. Somebody from the past. And it is a creative opportunity. Somebody's going to tell you, I'm going to keep it real. I'm a little scared for you. I feel like somebody's going to come forward and tell you some deets. This King of Cups, whoever that is in your life. Don't worry about the gender or anything. It's more like somebody who has, who now is emotionally balanced, compassionate, diplomatic, in control, is going to come and tell you some information that might break your heart. It's also somebody who is going to take action on a creative project. So be mindful of that. You know what? I trust my higher power tremendously, and I want to just make sure you understand that this person, you're going to have to trust your own intuition. Like, this person who's coming in to talk to you, I feel has suffered many losses with the Eight of Cups, partied a little too much, maybe, has had painful endings, created one maybe in your life, male or female. But this King of Cups, if it's you, it's emotionally balanced. You know, that's kind of the vibe I get, is you're just supposed to just sit and listen and not take or react. You're not supposed to react. And it's not a negative thing. It's just be mindful of that whole self-control. It's having balance and finding harmony. And am I trying to win the fight, or am I trying to reconcile with this person? Oof. The Justice with the World card. I'm going to stop there, I'm told to. So this is something that maybe, yeah, Justice with the World. I am not going to stop there. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress with the Ace of Wands, with the victory at all costs. It's really a story. This feels like the climactic end to a long-standing cycle of trying to portray somebody that they're not. That's what this feels like, is somebody who was not authentic with themselves, who wasn't sure what they wanted, who wasn't willing to put in the work, now wants to come and chat with you maybe about some of these choices with the King of Swords. I do feel like whomever's coming forward to talk to you this week about this past and this may not resonate with any of y'all, but I can relate to this tremendously, because you might have had situations in your life that you just know, you just know that this cycle of this back and forth, in and out, competitive streak, insecure, hypersensitive vibe of individuals that want to play this out with you. The Hangman is looking at it from an entirely different angle. And this is somebody who now I feel wants to be victorious in a personal relationship, not necessarily business partner. That's kind of the vibe I get. So you might have been dealing with somebody who you worked with, a previous boss, an ex-wife, an ex-husband, ex-girlfriend, etc., etc., etc. But this is an ex, I feel, somehow in that space of absolute betrayal and heartache and heartbreak, and you've recovered from this, and I say 3 or 4 times. So this is somebody who you've forgiven, and Spirit's saying forgiveness is required again. I don't know if this is somebody that you're holding on to for change, that's kind of the vibe I get, is you're holding on to this person in hopes that this person's going to change. They might be suffering from an addiction, and you might be on the sidelines just sad, waiting for something miraculous to happen, for them to reconcile, for this reconciliation to occur. This is the week, I guess, is supposed to be going down. That's what it feels like. Somebody's trying to get over a sense of possible codependency. And there's so much personal transitions going on with this, and people are super reluctant to change out of fear. And like, it's kind of like what I said. I had a reading once where I'm like, well, my higher power, if I turn, if I give away all of my problems in my canoe, what will become of me? My problems sometimes define me. And that's ironic, because I feel like the more that this person's letting go, the more they find themselves, and they find out what they want, and they're finding out who that is. For the first time in a long time, I feel like the sense of self came from the devil. In this situation, reminds me I lost my sense of self by attaching my soul to this person. So when we got together, Mario, when we got together, I poured all my love into their cup, and I lost myself, and in losing myself, I lost my path. I just, kind of like supported them in their path. So I think that's the person who may be coming back to talk to you, is somebody who wants to reconcile and give you your own path back. I'm not sure if I don't know if this is a reconciliation, but the reunion definitely is somebody who wants to say some things to you. You need to say some things to them. And like I said, Taurus, Aries, Pisces, definitely Pisces. I have all the earth signs. I have Aries and Sag out, Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini. So I feel like Leo's here. I guess you have pretty much everybody. I guess anybody Capricorn. So I feel like this is Virgo. This is a space of manifestation. I'm just going to sit back again and sit with these two cards. Is Believe in, and the Magician is, this is the work I feel like you've done. You've already put in the work. You've changed. You've transformed. You've gone through some pretty dark spaces. From that, you've learned, elevated, gone within, found out what you want, done the work. I mean, you've done the work. If not, you're doing it. Either way, are we ever done? No, hell no. I'm never done. So this is somebody I feel like who's going to present some hard news to you this week, some hard information, and you're going to have to sit with it for a hot second and unpack it. And there's a request for forgiveness, and a request to not react, and a request to not lose faith and hope that what is for you won't pass you by, and that I feel like the best is yet to come, but you're going to have to get through some challenging times. I have the Page of Swords with the Five of Swords, with the King of Wands, with the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords. So everything I just said. So everything's going to happen, I think, in an instant. And you're going to have, whether it's an email or a phone call, could be a text, could be I feel like somebody's going to get a call from an old employer. They're going to ask you to come back. They were wrong, blah, 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 right? I don't know if you want this back. I feel like you're ready to do your own thing. You may take this job back. I don't think you do. I'm sorry. I don't think you do. You may. Let me know. I'm interested. But I don't get that sense. I get the sense that you're celebrating your own life. You're in a celebration mode. You are moving forward, and there is some nefarious actions behind the scenes, maybe, that you aren't aware of, with an ex or with yourself or with family. I'm not sure. Maybe all of them. But like I said, I feel like you're on the other side of the world. You've already closed these cycles out. You've forgiven these folks internally. Now it's just the matter of saying it or doing it out loud. This is a heck of a heavy week for you all. I want you to know that here with you, for you, there's genuine heartfelt sadness I have for this person, and support. I send them all my love and light, because genuinely nobody deserves the effery that occurred in this person's life. Nobody deserves that. And quite honestly, this is somebody who is a bit off their mental faculties when they made these choices. And it may hurt. And I'm going to be honest with you. What they have to say may hurt. I feel like you are sitting in your canoe, trusting your divine. You're trying to get through it all, and you will again. I trust the universe. I trust that there's plans and designs for you, for hope in the future, for prosperity and peace. And the amount of forgiveness that you can offer the situation is the equivalence to your happiness and your moving forward. It's been a heavy week. I don't know what is going on in the energy, but if you want to have personal reading, my link is below in the calendar. Find some time and we can unpack some of this together on a one-on-one. There's a lot to go through for sure in this energy. Secondly, is I would love to see you at school on Saturday mornings if you're interested in learning some tarot or tarot. I want to learn some tarot. Feel free to join us on Saturday morning. It's a lot of fun. And if you wouldn't mind, subscribe and follow for more. If this is your channel, this is your vibe. But this is the week to move forward. I feel like you're going through some changes and your happiness is right around the corner because it says happiness soon in reunion. So whatever this is for you, you might see 777 out the door throughout the week, throughout the day. And just a reminder that people are human. They're fallible, including me, most likely me. More than often it's me. And just know that think before you react. I think that's the biggest message of the day. I might even put that as a title, but love and light to each and every one of you. Hope you have a great rest of the week. And until next time, take care.